call it a preview, but every game matters here in the Spikers turf. Momentum is valuable, and so is pride. This is where power meets passion. Welcome to the Spikers turf semifinals.
Magiging surprise to sa mga fans kasi syempre may mga baril at bala din kami na pwedeng ibigay sa Savouge. Yung momentum na madadala kung manalo kami, pwede namin siya may dala sa semis.
Mahalaga pa rin syempre na matalo namin yung VNS kasi madadagdagan yung confidence ng team. So mababaon namin yung confidence na yon para sa upcoming na susunod na game namin for the battle for bronze.
Jan Mangalognan and Hero Austria are going to be hoping for a big game today as they have a unique opportunity to build confidence ahead of the final round. Today is the final day of the semifinals and it is a preview as to what's to come next week. We've got a pair of big games coming right up and it all starts at 4 p.m. with VNS-Laticrete Griffins taking on the Savouge Spin Doctors. And of course, we've also got the Signal HD Spikers taking on the Crisscross King Crunchers to wrap up an exciting doubleheader in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. So glad you could join us here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Jing Hamlang and Anne Remulia Kanda calling the action today. It's a special one, a unique opportunity for teams to build confidence.
You know, it is a good way to test the waters before they go into the battle for bronze. But for both these teams, again, mamaya we'll talk about it in the standings, but we expect that they will really go all out as we now see how both teams have not won any of their games so far here in the semifinals. They've lost for now, we see that Savouge will be aiming for their second straight bronze finish while VNS will be gunning for the first ever podium finish here in the Spikers turf. Now, for both these teams, we know that in the March 5 and March 19 meeting, it was actually Savouge that won both games in straight sets.
So malaking bagay ito for VNS. If they can get this one, it will be big heading into next week. Let's take a look now at the last match of VNS where they took on the King Crunchers, and that was a straight sets victory for the imperious Crisscross King Crunchers, but it was a close first set to begin with.
It was a close first set. Crisscross played efficiently all throughout, all around the different skill departments. And unfortunately for VNS, it has been a tough day. It was a tough day, rather, for their wingers. They had to contend with one of the best blocking teams here in the Spikers turf. And, you know, that truly posed a challenge as we look at the numbers for that match. Truly a lot of work to do on the side of VNS across the different skill departments.
Of course, there were some struggles in that match as we look at the numbers, but there was a bright spot in Rash Nur Siddiq, who was the standout for them in that particular match.
And of course, we expect no less again from this player so that he can deliver more points today. He is definitely a very good middle support, and next to CJ Segi, I think that is what the team is looking for. Kailangan mo ng primary scorer, but you also need the rest of the squad to provide ample support, not just in scoring, but also a threat right there at the net.
You certainly need all the support you can get, and particularly as we head into the final round where medyo kilala na yung mga teams and your approach to the game. So Rash Nur Siddiq, he's going to be hoping to have another big game here today. Meanwhile, let's focus in now on Savouge Spin Doctors, who in their match in the last outing also suffered defeat, this one at the hands of the Signal HD Spikers. Similarly, a straight sets victory for the opposition, and they were dispatched in quite some style by the Signal HD Spikers.
Well, for Signal, they're trying to clinch their 8th consecutive finals appearance, so definitely it was a tough assignment for the Spin Doctors. Quite a challenge. We know that we have a lot of the formidable teams, but I guess it was also a good way for Savouge to gain some learnings as they enter the battle for bronze. Now, looking at the numbers also, Jing, will see how Signal HD across the different skill departments are leading, but blocking is something that is a strength that was shown by Savouge in that match.
You mentioned the importance of having more than one scorer, and we're gonna highlight right now why that is important dahil para dito sa Savouge, si Mark Calado ang talaga nagbubuhat sa kanila in terms of scoring, and he's been so difficult to stop, but in this game, he was a marked man.
Well, he is facing his former club. And I guess there's some familiarity as well in terms of knowing their opponent. And he did perform admirably. Likewise, on serve receive, he did also slow down the offense of the opponent. I guess just wasn't enough really overall to match up against Signal.
We always are interested in getting you involved in these matches. Let's send you over to Denise right now.
Yes, we love hearing from all our fans. Now, if you're on the Pilipinas Live app, there's a poll below your streams asking which team will pile up more digs. Again, the question is, which team will pile up more digs? You can also join the conversation online by using the hashtag SpikerSurf2025. You can also visit our Facebook, X, and Instagram pages to stay up to date to the league. But for now, let's turn it over back to our venue announcer for the starters.
For power meets passion. Live at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum is the last game day of our round-robin semifinals. This is match number 35 between VNS-Laticrete Griffins and their challengers, the Savouge Spin Doctors. Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Mark Santos. Let us meet the starters. First for VNS-Laticrete Griffins. Calling on their team captain at number 8, CJ Segi. Wearing jersey number 3, John Mangulabnan. At number 5, RK Medino. Jersey number 6, Casey Kulabat. At number 7, JV Sumagaysay. Number 14, Rash Nursidik. Their starting libero, number 2, Kurt Quezon. With their head coach, Mr. Ralph Ocampo. Now, introducing the Savouge Spin Doctors. Let's call on their team captain, number 24, Hero Austria. Jersey number 4, Gils Torres. At number 6, Mark Calado. Jersey number 9, Renzo Antonio. At number 15, Kenneth Hernandez. Number 20, Angelo Reyes. Starting libero, number 5, Rico Marmeto. With our head coach, Miss Sydney Calderon. It's the VNS-Laticrete Griffins and Savouge Spin Doctors. Spiker Serve Open Conference Semifinals.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Coach Ralph Ocampo, Medino Sumagaysay, Segi, Kulabat, Nursidik, Mangulabnan, and Quezon to start things off. Meanwhile naman para kay Coach Sidney Calderon, it's Renzel Antonio, Torres, Austria, Mark Calado, Reyes, Hernandez, and Marmeto. So I believe it is Howard Guerra who is in the lineup today, who did not see action when these two sides last faced off. So a fresh phrase to this matchup. All right, here we go. Glad you could join us. Set 1 action. Mga Lubnan to get us started. Not the best start here for both sides. And it's Austria who takes advantage of the broken play.
We did talk about how their first two meetings ended up. It was a straight set win by Savouge. And I think today, of course, VNS will try to bring out their best.
Quick reply para sa VNS. Last time it was a street sets victory, as you said, for Savouge in this matchup. Mark Calado had 18 in that game. Meanwhile, CJ Segi had 15 for VNS. Austria with a save. Calado up against the double block. That one is a point off the block. One more look at that.
They know that they have to challenge the blockers. You know, they can't be intimidated. They just really have to find a way to get it through.
Magaysay, reception. Mga labnan, gonna go to the back row, improvising. Calado with the power, but he's sent back. Free ball. VNS off to a great start.
Have to say that, you know, starting off here in the first set, we're seeing very good net action, particularly the net defense from both teams. But in that last point from VNS, it was just a single block, no? So a lot of room for that attack to be killed.
This time, Mark Calado not to be denied. Real bomb there from Mark Calado, sent that one into the stands. All square at 3. Antonio's serve. And that is very well executed from VNS.
And for VNS, if they can maintain that good first ball, good passing, it allows them to execute more unpredictable plays.
From the back row, nice and clean. Renzel Antonio. Was used sparingly in the last outing, but he's getting a start here. It's one of the benefits of having a match like this. Get an opportunity to utilize the depth of your squad. Calado sent back.
Ooh!
Just wasn't able to clear the net.
We saw the reflexes in action. That sinusungkit lang, that is trying to keep the ball alive. Look at this.
Kulabat, clever there. Reyes, quick hit.
What we like about what we are seeing, at least in this early part of the first set, there seems to be some urgency for both these teams. Ano? You see that if the opponent scores, they find a way to get the score back on their side.
We talked about this game being a big confidence booster for both teams. And for the players as well, Reyes didn't see action in the last outing. And here they are, able to get back-to-back points. Once on offense, this time on defense. Let's have a look at it here. Nice block. Solo block against Nur Siddiq. Segi scrambling for it. Kulabat trying to send that one over, pero hindi aabot. Building a bit of a run here, Savouge. 3 straight points. Can they keep it going? Service ni Reyes. Mercedes with a response.
We talked about Rash Nursidik earlier, scoring 10 points in their last game. And for sure, he will be marked in today's game as well.
Torres with that lovely hit down the middle, and that takes us to our first technical timeout. Savouge with a 2-point advantage.
They both eye for the bronze. On the side of VNS, we will not be seeing action from Brian Jaleco due to the ankle sprain he got from training, while Espanso is absent due to personal reasons. The youngsters are back though, including Medino, fresh from the NCR meet. Silang champions dyan after beating the likes of FEU, Diliman, and Adamson. On head coach Rolfo Campos end, although known as this conference's underdogs, he highlighted the importance na nakakadikit sila sa scoring ng Savouge. And today, kailangan nila dahil kung babalikan natin, did you know that Savouge beat the Griffins in straight sets of both rounds of this conference? Your thought, Jing and Ann?
Win to get in and catch the 2025 NBA Play-In Tournament this April 16 to 19, only on NBA TV Philippines and Pilipinas Live. Everything counts. Certainly, Savouge coming in this matchup with a bit more confidence, having beaten VNS on 2 separate occasions. But this is why this match is so important. Kahit na technically, wala na siyang bearing in terms of the standings of the semifinals, but napaka-importante na papunta dun sa bronze medal match that you know that you have the capability to not only win sets, but win the game or matches against your opposition.
Definitely, and you know, we're talking about VNS, the way in which they lost those 2 games, clearly dominated by Savouge. No, it was straight sets, and so today, if they can change up their fate a bit and maybe challenge Savouge, extend this match, then I think that would definitely help with confidence and more of mental, because we know that skill-wise, they have it, but you know, coming into a game, important yung mental preparedness.
Antonio here picking up some steam in this first set. It's been a constant weapon para sa Savouge. Mga labnan, the backward set to Medino. Quick response, VNS-Laticrete Griffins.
Ooh, too eager to get that gift. Sayang, a lot of yung mga regalong ganyan, favorite, no? Such a favorite of the frontliners.
Lebnan. Again, setting it up perfectly. VNS.
That's a good way to get the point back.
The Griffins doing well to keep this close in the first set. An early whistle. It's a rotational violation.
You know, a lucky one for VNS because Medino served that straight into the net.
This time just over. Austria's hit. Austria's save. Calado. About as close to a sure thing for Savouge. Mark Calado.
Such an efficient attacker. Of course, apart from his strength in offense, the team is also relying on him in terms of reception.
Napangiti na lang si Mark Calado. He packed a lot of power, just didn't clear the net. Casey Kulabat serve now. Chance to take a lead for VNS. Calado's gonna send that one long. And the Griffins do have their noses in front here.
Savouge errors giving a bit of advantage here for VNS.
Austria. It's well anticipated by the blockers, but just a little eager, over-eager once again.
And that brings VNS to 3 errors here in set number 1.
I think it was the lower body of Mangalabnan who touched the net. Against the solo block, no problem. Up against one defender, no problem for CJ, but Nur Sadiq hits that one into the net.
And that's a tough part. No? You get a very small lead, but then you throw away a point. And then you find yourself, again, tied with the Spin Doctors. And I think the key here for VNS is to really get some lead, some cushion, so that, you know, there's less pressure, at least on their end.
Because of that series of errors for them, ito na naman. In the lead, and Spin Doctors, rather, yeah, just by a solitary point here. Service ni Hernandez. Magaysay. Save. Can they get it over? Yes, they do. Savouge taking advantage of the disarray in the defense. At sila na naman na may kalamangan heading into the second technical timeout. It's 16-14.
Siguro yun nga yung kinulang kami sa blockings and defense nung against nung crisscross and signal. So ayun yung mga trainings namin na ginawa is nag-focus kami sa blockings and defense. Siguro ang maano lang namin sa mga fans namin is kung ano yung kaya namin ipakita is papakita pa rin namin.
The 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship tickets are now available. Head on over to www.philippineswch2025.com and get your tickets now. Showing that blocking they've been working on, but VNS doing well to find a way through via CJ Segi. Important for VNS to keep this going. Austria
I think looking for the hands of the blockers, but he knew that there was no touch.
Back-to-back points. Fresh from the timeout. 5 excellent sets already for mga Labnan. Pero ito na naman, nakikita natin the signs of that sickness that VNS have. Whenever they start building a bit of momentum, they shoot themselves in the foot.
It's tough because you move one step forward, but with an area you go one step back, and they find themselves with Savouge again getting a lead.
Mga Labnan, look at that, switching it up.
Medino with his 4th point here in the set. Oh. Torres had the intention of going to the sideline. Just too much right there.
Austria's reception. Hernandez finds Calado. Hits it into the corner. Spin Doctors ayaw talaga magpalayo. Ooh, nice little joust. It's VNS who win out on that occasion. To 18, JV Sumagaysay. Napakagandang pasa mula kay Austria, which set it up for Reyes to have a clean hit. Changes now. Magpayo, Paglaon, coming in for Hernandez. Torres. Rather, Antonio is the one who is taking a seat.
Well, he has scored 5 points already here in this set.
Nice little decoy. Savouge have an answer. Ooh, that's a free ball.
Oh, what an angle.
Made it count on the second chance of asking.
Third point for Kulabat.
Calado sent back. He's gonna get set up one more time. Nor Siddiq had an answer. Now we're gonna hear from Coach Sidney Calderon. Savouge with the timeout.
Lapit. Okay. Anong play mo? Pwede ka magdalawa o dalawa quicker mo. Pwede mo papasukin para makakuha ka. Gawa ka play. Guys, dalawa lang yan pakabulin na lang natin. Dalawa lang. Hey, one team!
Coach Sidney Calderon feeling this could be a crucial juncture. VNS threatening to take this set away.
He just wants to make sure that they could put a stop, get a good pass, and they deliver.
Exactly what you're looking for.
Though he did mention that he wanted to activate their center spikers for quicker sets, but I think if you have the opportunity to go for your highest percentage attacker, why not?
Ang problema, second service error para kay Mark Calado. Kenneth Kulabat, 3 points in this one. Reyes sent back by Kulabat. Combination play, Reyes!
What a dig!
Chance to set up. Austria, soft touch, nabasa. Longest rally of the game. Austria looking to finish. Scrambling is VNS. Free ball. Can Savouge take advantage?
Oh,
Yes, they do.
what a good rally. I mean, those weren't just simple attacks. I mean, you know, the power and the strength that we've seen from each one, and the pickup.
Caritativo, papasok ngayon to replace Angelo Reyes. 1-point game. It's been an extremely exciting first set. Tough first pass, but they've managed to find a way. Getting close to doing something they haven't yet done in this conference, and that's win a set against Savouge. It's a 2-point game. VNS 2 points away. Ooh. Ouch. Howard Guerra with a service error. Bitter pill to swallow here for the Griffins.
Well, they will be on the receiving end and will get a chance to execute offense.
Service ni Hernandez. What an angle from Sumagay Sai.
This could be the best game yet for VNS if they will be able to close this set out.
Time to come alive there for Sumagay Sai. Torres extending the set. One set point rather, saved.
But, no room for errors here for the Spin Doctors.
Service ni Hero Austria. Oof.
Oh,
May halong swerte.
with even the breaks going the side of Savouge. Nakakapit pa here in set number 1.
Off the tape of the net.
That's usually tough. If it, you know, hits the net, the ball gets redirected.
Wanted to avoid a similar type of predicament, but sent it over this time. Timeout.
One could receive para maka-juice lang tayo. Pepa, tawag ka play. Cover tayo sa papalo, ha? Cover tayo. Okay. Balik tayo, guys. All natin. Tara.
Looking for a clean execution here. Off the service of Segi.
Oh,
Austria unable to receive, and it is a first set won by VNS over Savouge. Perfect start for Coach Ralph Ocampo and his side. Big confidence booster here for the Griffins as they snatch set 1, 26-24. We'll be right back. keeping their nerve in the crucial moments of that opening period. Sumagaysay particularly crucial, close to the end. And Savouge Spin Doctors shocked here early on.
You know, it would have been ideal if VNS had, you know, a bigger lead. But I think one of the things that they did right in set number 1 was every time Savouge would score a point, they would try and take it back. And, you know, they took advantage as well of the errors being committed on the side of Savouge. But ultimately, I'd say, you know, when coaches would have huddles, ang nakita natin dito talaga kapit. And we saw how they remained composed in that first set. As we now look at the numbers for set number 1, very clear and glaring here is the attacks from VNS, 17 attack points, so they scored more than the Spin Doctors. However, in terms of blocking and serving, these were the advantages rather of the Spin Doctors in set number 1. But we saw that it was literally an exchange between both these teams. So even in the stats here, talagang dikit na dikit din siya. I think, you know, going into this second set, momentum is on the side of VNS. The big question is how Savouge will move on and start fresh and really challenge VNS as well.
UAAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Signal. Watch it all live on the UAAP Varsity Channel, One Sports, and Pilipinas Live, because legends start here. Now you wonder what effect this will have on the confidence of VNS now that they have gotten the monkey off their back, so to speak. Tuloy-tuloy na ba? Meanwhile, for the Spin Doctors, you can expect a response from them.
You know, that's how you would want Savouge to start the set. They did lose set number 1. You want them to start strong, aggressive.
Paglaon with the serve in the match for the first time. VNS, immediate response from Segi.
He has scored 7 points already in this match with an attack efficiency of 71%.
Bit too strong for Caritativo, who has stayed in the game after being subbed on late in the first set. Of course, is a regular para kay Coach Sidney Calderon. That one is wide.
Savouge starting off with some errors.
Just about dug up. Mga Labnan setting up Kulabat, who's on the stretch. Calado with a jumping set.
Segi doing very well with floor defense.
Calado took a deflection off Sumagaysay. Mga Labnan struggled to react in time. Important for the Spin Doctors to get Calado going.
6 points for Calado with 45% attack efficiency.
Medyo mabigat yung pasa. Thank you very much, says Torres. There's Torres making no mistake on that one, and we're all tied at 3. Kulabat. That's great floor defense. Ooh.
Seemed like it was going long.
Spin Doctors rallying.
The reaction after the ball crawled over the net, the tape of the net, going to the other side. Minsan yan yung halong swerte na eh.
Caritativo will be quite pleased. I believe it's his first point of the game. soft touch from Sumagaysay. Natapik sa net. The Spin Doctors have opened up a 3-point gap. Segi from the back row. Too hot to handle. Well seen, Antonio's hit. That one might have taken a touch. Yes, it did. You could hear it just about brush off a player of VNS.
Well, that's how strong the attack was as well.
Gilles Torres is having a good game for the Spin Doctors, who are picking up steam here in the second set. They've opened up a 4-point cushion as we enter the first.
To bring pride and inspire fans. Yan daw ang goals ni Mark Calado ngayong laro today. And one thing's for sure, if they do clinch the victory today, mababalik raw yung confidence nila after those two heartbreaking losses this semifinals. Speaking of confidence, Calado also recalled a specific moment in his UAAP career as a Tamaraw. Did you know that Mark Calado is part of the UAAP's 300-point club? And he mentioned that ever since he joined the Spin Doctors, he's slowly starting to see a glimpse of his old self. Back to set two.
Thank you so much, Denise. Mark Calado has really come alive in recent time. Has been explosive para dito sa kupunan ng Savouge Spin Doctors and making himself into a marquee name in this competition.
I just imagine also if in his collegiate years, things that he has achieved.
Able to take it down to 4 points here. The Griffins. They really need to find their groove here in this second set. It's all been a bit stop-start for them.
And, looking at how they're playing right now, you wouldn't think that they actually got the first set. You'd think that, they seem to be struggling here. Of course, not taking away any credit from Savouge, who has really turned the tables around.
Perhaps quite a fitting sequence to really highlight the point. A missed reception leading to a point to the Spin Doctors. Timeout on the floor.
Pag nagkakamali kasi kayo, huwag kayo ma-pressure, huwag kayo ma-frustrate. Tandaan nyo, play. Number one, we're playing. So dapat dyan na-enjoy yung ginagawa nyo. Tapos nun, kung for example, lumalamang sila, it's a challenge. Diba? Paano ka manalo sa game? May challenge. Paano tayo mananalo? We need to be smart. Paano? Number one, malakas sila mag-serve, pressure sila na serve, receive. Pag doon receive, and then discard lang. Kung ano yung maging discard ng team natin, cover lang and then play. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Huwag naman sa stop. Yes!
It's a 6-point game. VNS in danger of having Savouge get away from this match. Saw Barbie San Andres of Signal already in the venue. They're going to be seeing action in a little while. That service overcooked by Antonio, providing a lifeline here to VNS, who are struggling to find their groove in the second set. To the back row. Segi with a kill block.
He is currently the bright spot here for VNS.
That one, medyo nabitin lang. Wala kay Kulabat. Balik sa 5. Ang kalamangan dito ng Savouge. On the brink of double digits, Mark Calado off the back of 9 attacks. Kulabat with the reception. Switching it up there, lovely pancake to keep it alive. Calado with the finish. Can we keep this ball?
I want to keep it.
Have him sign it. Mark Calado there, getting his 10th point in style. Oof. Goodness.
What a serve. It's like a bullet going for you.
This is a dangerous proposition for VNS. Mark Calado finding his groove, his momentum. Not a man you want to see unleashed against you. This time, Kulabat with a response. Segi dug up nicely. Mga Labnan switching it up. Chance here for the Spin Doctors, and they take full advantage.
Excellent. Quick set right there.
I love to see it. The fans enjoying themselves here in Manila.
Well, that one still falls right within the bounds of the VNS court.
Seen very closely by our officials, but there is going to be a challenge.
You know, the ball was so fast. The spin was also there. But seems like we saw Kulabat and a few other players say that it was out. They seem to be sure.
It certainly did dip very quickly.
So fast, it's like a bullet.
It really is. It really is. Boy, pasok yan.
Oh, that one is in. Savouge already with 5 service aces. This match, VNS with 1.
Timeout on the floor. I'll be right back.
Nakuha namin dito sa semis na to is yung sa coverage talaga. Knowing na ang liliit namin, tapos kailangan namin makalagpas sa signal, crisscross ngayon sa Savouge, which is malalaki din talaga. So may mga bola talaga na mabablakan talaga. Yung game plan namin na para ngayon, kailangan lang namin sundan para yun nga, mapanalo namin tong laro namin agad sa Savouge.
Get your daily dose of sports updates on Starting Lineup. Mondays to Fridays, 6:30 p.m. live on Pilipinas Live app and on One News. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
Oh, and Segi, who has been the bright spot for VNS, well read by the blockers of Savouge. And, you know, right on cue, because I think VNS, they recognize how Savouge has that height advantage. And obviously, they are utilizing that at the net.
Sumobra yung service ni Mark Calado, which arrests the bleeding a little bit here for VNS, who have allowed the Spin Doctors to gain a 9-point advantage in this set. But Mark Calado simply unstoppable at the moment.
We have to remember also that VNS is a younger team. So that's why we also heard in the huddle earlier, iba rin yung reminders ni coach. No? He has to get them back to the basics, also set their minds on how they will adjust. But, you know, easier said than done if you have Savouge right in front of you, just leaving no space open right there at the net.
Doing it on both ends there. Defensively resolute. And this one, over reception, punished very quickly. The story of the second set couldn't be more different than the first one. Calado with a dig.
Oh, miscommunication. No one really owning the ball on the side of VNS.
Ang dapat ay regalo para sa VNS ay napasama pa. 10 puntos para sa Savouge. Angelo Reyes getting 5 points and mixing it up nicely. And that one just beyond Sumagaysay, who is amongst the tallest of this side. Timeout on the floor.
Guys, pasa number 1. Number 2, kung hindi pina-practice, huwag niyo ipilit. Ang hirap kasi nung ganyan. Umaasa tayo sa trampa. Ang kailangan natin, mabalik natin yung consistent na ginagawa natin kung saan tayo nakaka-score. Diba? Ikaw unang mag-step up, Kurt. Kasi libero kayo, chance ball, kunin mo, receive, step up ka. Ikaw dapat nagilid ng depensa, nawawala kayo. I mean, hindi pwedeng 5 lang sila.
Coach Ralph Ocampo getting a bit firmer in the timeout there. He wants to see a reaction from his team.
He was also very specific on picking up the ball, keeping it alive. Specific to Quezon.
That'll please Coach Ocampo a little bit. Fresh from their timeout, Sumagaysay with a response. Paglaon. Napakaganda.
Talk about having a good read of your opponent. Look at that.
Will take that sequence to the bench as Hernandez steps in. Also see the introduction of JM Espanso, or rather Al Nasim Amil Bahar for Savouge. That one overcooked by Hernandez. That will take VNS to double digits. Kalabat with a reaction, enough to keep it alive. And
There's a net violation, but they're saying there's none.
Karitativo ang natawagan. The Spin Doctors in a bit of disarray there when that serve was taken. They weren't fully set up yet.
think Segi also intentionally served it right away. The whistle has been blown. He saw that they weren't as ready.
Better now from the Spin Doctors. Just about kept up. Kulabat staying aggressive. It's going to come right back to them, and Sumagay Saya is there.
Hopefully, it is not too late for VNS. They really had a very slow start. They are starting to pick up, but you know, Savouge already at 23.
Picking up a bit of steam here. The Griffins have cut it down to 9. Paglaon babalik. Pati na rin si Antonio para sa Spin Doctors. Quite a response from Antonio.
Only question I can think of is how? How can you block that? How can you dig up that ball? Look at that. Again, that was tough.
Set point now. Mga Lubnan scrambling. And Medino finding no, just over from Medino. So set 2 goes to the Spin Doctors. And it was an emphatic fan of the Savouge Spin Doctors. If they've come alive after losing the first set, they came back in style in the second, and they're keeping the momentum here in the third set. They look in cruise control at the moment.
They are definitely in control. Oops. Again, we did mention that earlier. That he's been so strong and on point when it comes to his offense. But really, the weakness right now would be there at the service line for Calado.
It's a fine line for Mark Calado. Kailangan mo i-control yung gigil ng konti, but you also want to be explosive. Meanwhile, Reyes
telling Calado, don't worry, bro. I got your back.
Immediate response down the middle. Six points para kay Angelo Reyes. So many weapons for the Spin Doctors, but VNS are showing what they're about as well. CJ Segi well into the double digits now.
I think that is what is missing with VNS right now. The lone bright spot is Segi, and Medino, who has produced in the first set, has been silenced. The rest, I think, still finding their footing here in this set.
Kind of an off-speed hit there from Gampong, who's made it two quick points since coming on. Laon back in the game. And that one's well over. Lead is 6. Medino back in. Replacing Floresca. And Geno. Labing isang excellent sets para kay mga Labnan. Tumama yung likod. Vitore sa net.
These errors keeping VNS still alive here in this set. But they haven't been able to convert as much points. So it's always been just Segi really scoring for them. But Mangulabnan says we can also score right here at the service line.
Mark Calado, still the standout so far for Savouge, but very quietly racking up quite a few miscues. And straight into the net from Caritativo, and look at this. A very fast run from VNS to make it a 3-point game.
Naka 3-0 run sila sa atin. Balik tayo ha. Ano na lang, anong play mo?
Naka-reload siya.
Ha?
Naka-block din siya.
O pag maganda rin si pasok, bigay mo kay Hill.
Takto
Hey, Bakit? Pasok na.
Sidney Calderon is going to be a little bit worried here. These things have come a bit undone in this third set. They looked home and dry for a little while, and now it's a close game.
Savouge has been having problems. 8 errors so far here in set number 3.
Antonio going down the line. Nakahanap ng puwang. Very nice hit. Bit close, actually far from the net there. A difficult one to hit.
I think for the blockers of Savouge, they already know that it would be Segi who would get the set. Things have been quite predictable already with the attacks of VNS.
Kulabat. Paglaon setting up Calado. He's looking for the touch. Might go for the challenge here.
This is how much they want to close this set already.
Looked like it was well over in real time, but we might be proven wrong.
But you know, the instinct, the first reaction that he had was that he was signaling my touch. So, but you're right, it seemed high.
Coach Sidney Calderon trusting his player. Let's have a look.
Seemed very high. Calado saying, oops. Oops, wala pala, coach.
Point will stay with VNS. They're doing a great job keeping this third set close. 4-point game. Calado firing that one off the block. Let's have a look at it here. It's Caritativo with a setup job for Calado. Sumugay side the decoy, and it's Medino who finishes it off. So important for the support cast to really find their groove here.
And that's been the challenge for VNS. Hindi sila nagkakasabay-sabay. You'll see that the one person steps up, but the rest struggles a bit.
Free ball from the back row. It was touched ever so slightly by the blocker. See here, Caritativo on the stretch anyway, and the soft touch sent back.
Ooh.
Calado just able to send it over. Reyes with the block. And this one overcooked by Medino. Nakita niya yung dalawang blockers. Was put off a little bit at the net. Four-point advantage. 3 points away from taking this third set on the Spin Doctors. Sent right back. Unable to take advantage. Calado. Timeout on the floor. Let's listen in.
Yung opensa natin, di ba, kapag umahabol yung blocker, pag pinalo nyo kasi ng cross na mataas, high long strong na mataas, ang chance ball niyan, dun sa loob eh. Kaya kailangan ng tira nyo palabas. Okay? Ngayon sa'yo, pag laalanganin ka naman, hindi mo naman siya kailangan i-ganon kasi pag ginanon mo, out. So ang kailangan tira mo naman, di ba naman, pa-cross naman, okay? Play smart lang. Nagkakamali lang tayo na nagkakamali, kaya lumalabang yung kalaban. Dennis!
Coach Ralph Ocampo asking his team to avoid these self-inflicted errors.
They need as much points as they can. They're already in a tough position at the moment because Savouge only needs 2 points to close out this set. Oh, and they continue to commit these errors.
They're looking to challenge it. Kenneth Kalabat was certainly targeting the block.
Well, there were specific instructions earlier on trying to score off the block, though that ball seemed quite high. Yeah, at this point, they would hope that this challenge would go in their favor.
While the Griffins are looking rather serious on their end. It's all fun and games on this side with the Spin Doctors. They seem pretty relaxed about the situation. Was there a touch? It's always good to take a look at the spin of the ball. Did it change?
It's very steady right there. Went past the blockers.
They had to take a shot. But it looks like the Spin Doctors are now on the verge. Kalabot with the reception. They're going to the back row. And there is a wide open hole there in the middle. One set point saved.
Imagine what kind of problem Segi will give his opponents when he goes back to the UAAP.
Medino's serve packed a bit of heat there. Caritativo.
Ooh.
VNS keeping it alive from the back row, and it's set back. Great reactions. Oh, what a rally here. Paglaon to Calado. And they finish it off in style. They were made to work in that last point, but they delivered in the end. Doctors winning back-to-back, and now they are on the verge of winning this game. Had quite a bit of errors that allowed the gap to be closed, but in the end, they found their groove and they finished off in style with their main man, Mark Calado, in particular, gaining a bit of momentum in that set.
You know, there were more errors given away or given up on the part of Savouge, but ultimately, I think it was a very different VNS team that we're seeing from the first set versus the second and the third. Now, looking at the numbers, we'll see that in terms of offense, VNS has only produced less than half of what the Spin Doctors have in that last set, 17 attack points. So it didn't matter even if there were block points or service aces on the side of VNS. They just didn't get to produce enough. And I think we have to also give credit to VNS on this. Really managed to ensure that VNS will have broken plays.
9 errors for Savouge. Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin that kind of left the door ajar para sa koponan ng VNS. But in the end, it's just not enough output for the attack of the Griffins. And they're going to need to address that if they want to extend this game further.
And I think one of the factors that we did point out as well earlier is that it's only been Segi that's really carrying the load here for VNS. There are a few other players like Medino, Sumagaysay, Kulabat, and Ursidik who has scored for VNS, but they were very silent in set number 2 and set number 3. Meanwhile, on the side of Savouge, you have different names, and then really everyone just active right there at the net.
And this is a great sign para sa VNS. We talked about him at the start of our broadcast. Rash Nursidik, they need a game from him in order to find that support para kay CJ Segi. And he was their man in their last outing. Could he come alive here now?
Reaching beyond called on the side of VNS.
Back-to-back points to start off in the fourth. Caritativo straight into the net.
Now it's Savouge's turn to slow down. VNS, on the other hand, I think have different plans this time around.
Kulabat putting the body on the line there to try to keep that one alive, but effort wasn't in vain.
And there are these moments when Savouge catches the defense of VNS napping.
Segi up against 2, no problem.
Segi, 44% attack efficiency. They need to maximize him while he is in the front line.
Look at that. They need more of that. CJ Segi getting it done on both ends. None switching it up, soft touch from the serve. Caritativo packed a punch with that one, but it was well dug up. Mangalabnan. Segi looking for the hole. Marmeto was there. Caritativo getting it up. Paglaon to Calado. Switching it up. Look at this. CJ Segi on fire at the moment.
2 block points for Segi here in set number 4.
Griffins are feeling it. Antonio doing his best. Look at that. It looked like a broken play already. And Calado made it look like the perfect possible setup.
You know, that's what they always say for attackers, especially the outside hitters. You can't choose your sets. You make the most out of it.
Sumagaysay. No deflection. Came off the net and out. So despite a fiery start here for the Griffins, it's just a 3-point game. Make that 2. Or rather 4 now after that service error. Well defended by the Griffins, going backwards to Calado. Straight back. Marmeto's touch. Kulabat, nakalusot. Lead is 5 for the Griffins. They're having a fantastic
Asahan ng VNS Griffins, former Dinavigator Rash Norsidic told me all about his journey this Ramadan. The middle blocker just finished his last fasting yesterday, and he did that for 30 days. Yes, 30 days of about 13 hours without eating and drinking that highly tested him mentally, spiritually, and physically. Naapektuhan daw talaga yung conditioning and performance niya, but still, he overcame this and came out of it stronger holistically. So with a much more energized Rash, the Griffins are in the hopes of changing this game's story. Back to the panel.
Truly is incredible that not only are you fasting, but you're training a lot of the time. Trainings and matches will fall in that period where you're not allowed to not even drink any water.
And you know, for a lot of these athletes, they have preparations, right? Not just physically, even their meals, the nutrition, that is part of it. So that truly is such a big challenge. Oh,
Dina with a point. Ibang-iba ang nararamdaman nating aura mula ngayon dito sa VNS. They're enjoying themselves, their smiles on the court, and it's being reflected in the way they play now.
oh, and look at how they are manning the net. We're talking about VNS. Just, you know, sayang, ano, they are managing to slow down the attacks of Savouge through their blocks. Just no one there to pick up that last touch.
For defense falling asleep on that occasion. Straight into the scorer's table here, Kenneth Culabat. Sabi niya, guys, tama na. Ginugulo niyo yung buhok ko.
Hindi pwede. But, you know, we did expect nothing less from both these teams. Again, we did talk about their journey so far here in the semifinals. They have unfortunately lost their games. And even if this is going to be a non-bearing game, this is going to impact the way they will play their next few games, especially for the battle for bronze. You know, mentally, malaking bagay, especially for VNS, if they can snatch a win.
Because the next game that they play, and that one is going to be the start of that series, is just a few days away. So really this one massive in how they will enter that game in a few days' time. 8 points, the difference at the moment. Napasok na dito si Mads Gampong. Nangangailangan ng puntos ng Spin Doctors. Culabat denied on that occasion. Hernandez now setting up Caritativo. And Sumagaysay couldn't keep it alive.
He seemed tentative also, no? Nung hahabulin niya yung bola. You look at his teammates teasing him a bit.
Well received, leading to a nice attack there from Norsidic. Mga labnan. On the stretch, Hernandez now setting up Mads Gampong! Nice and clean from Mads. Can the Spin Doctors mount a comeback here? Ay balik si Culabat pero out yung bola.
Things are looking good for VNS. They just need to remain consistent.
Kampong, head and shoulders above the net and the blockers for that hit. So many weapons for the Spin Doctors. Running hit. Norsidic.
He knew it. His follow through was heading towards the sideline. these errors. They have had such a good start, and I think they need to take care of this lead that they have over Savouge here in this set.
You see Kenneth Kulabat there, disappointed with himself. Nur Siddiq na ibawi.
Kulabat has actually also been very steady receiving for VNS.
Caritativo is dug up. Segi. Hernandez was right there. Free ball now. Spin Doctor sending it to Gampong. And so far, VNS have not had an answer for that man. Kailangan ng firepower si Coach Sidney Calderon. And they found the right man. Involved in keeping that one alive. Mga Labnan, quick reaction. Segi deflected. To the back row, Mads Gampong.
Amazing performance we're seeing from Gampong.
Bigla ang naging 3 na lang ang kalamangan.
Pwedeng makapalo doon. Doon ka naman pumasok. Mag-smart tayo sa pagpwesto ng depensa natin. Ha? Pero ngayon ang kailangan muna natin ay receive para maka-atake. Okay?
Dandahanin na natin. Huwag tayo magmamadali.
Ono tayo 16, pre. Ono tayo 16. Dalawa.
Dennis!
Coach Ralph Ocampo has been stressing it all game. There's got to be a lot of smarts involved in how they play. They need to be positioning themselves well, removing the errors. And you can hear they just need to slow it down and get back to what has been working for them. That's Gampong.
You know, he's scored 5 out of his 6 attempts in this game. Seems to be the hot hands right now for Savouge.
So ngayon, walang sagot ang mga Griffins kay Mads Gampong. Si Noor Siddiq testing the digging of Mads Gampong. Ang galing mong pumalo, ha?
Ito, tingnan mo. Can you pick this up? Oh. But, you know, this is the quick reaction that you'd like to see from VNS. Again, they still have the lead here in this set. So they can't slow down, they can't relax. And that falls within the court of the Spin Doctors.
They're going to challenge it, but I think it was pretty safely in. And Jan Mangalabnan was celebrating that one. He was very happy.
You know, we're talking about VNS, they had a hard time in the second set and the third set. And even the first set was a well-fought set for VNS. And now they have this lead as we look at that. Ooh. Just a few. You know, from a different angle, it could look like it may have touched the white line. But a good call on that challenge for the Spin Doctors.
Wow. Segi. Heat was taken off it from the block. Calado dug up by Kulabat. Hernandez scrambling. Was it over? No. In.
I think for the defenders on the side of VNS. They were already at the end line and medyo mataas yung dinaanan ng bola, so they were probably thinking it was sailing out. Again, the spin on that ball allowed it to drop within the court.
Pasok na. Mga Labnan with a response. Hasn't had many of those in this game. Kaya naman medyo nagulat dito ang Savouge. It's a 2. What a turf war it is proving to be between Mark Calado, who's got 22 points on the back of 19 attacks, 1 block and 2 aces, and CJ Segi, who's got 15 with 11 attacks, 3 blocks and 1 ace for the Griffins. Fantastic matchup we're seeing between these two players. Calado, ay nakikita natin ngayon, wants to be able to pick up his game here in the 4th set. They don't want it to go and extend to a 5th if they can manage. But they need to find their way back. And this is a good start from Magpayo, cutting it to just a 1-point game.
It's not often we see those low sets.
Medino. Hernandez setting up Calado here at sobra.
Oh, I think a block touch challenge would be called.
This would tie things up.
Crucial challenges like what you mentioned, you know, for Savouge. They don't want to extend into a 5th set. VNS, no other choice, of course.
Calado felt it was worth a challenge. We're going to see very quickly here. Ooh. Ooh. No block touch, but it is extremely close. Unsuccessful challenge. Means it's back to a 2-point game.
Oh, what a quick response from Calado.
Not leaving that one to chance this time, Calado. With an emphatic kill.
They may have not gotten the challenge, but sabi niya, he can take matters into his own hands, as he has been doing in this game.
Mga Labnan with a bit of misdirection, setting up Medino.
I think for VNS, that is what they need. They have to be less predictable in terms of their offense. They've mostly been going to the outside hitters and the opposite spikers. There is an opportunity for them to activate the middle.
Quick reactions to keep that one alive. Caritativa was looking to keep that one alive, actually missed it, at napaganda pa para sa kanila. Calado finding the humor in that sequence.
Yung may halong swerte din paminsan.
Medino was overcooked, but it took a deflection. VNS keeping their noses in front here, holding their nerve.
Oh. Seemed like a familiar scene we have seen earlier.
A painful one. As John Daniel Diwa is just getting ready for his service. Checked out here by Hero Austria, who's actually sat out since the first set.
He had a weak end in the first set. To say weak, he committed some errors right there. Costly errors at the tail end of that first set.
Mga labnan, nabasa yung intensyon. Kulabot on the stretch. Segi trying to set it up. It's a difficult one.
That was too far for Kulabat.
They would have needed to pull off something spectacular to keep that one in play. And look at this. Tied ball game, 19 apiece in this fourth set. Spin Doctors have taken a long road to get back into this one. Medino scoring off the block. Maintaining their advantage. Can they find a cushion here? Kenneth Kulabat serving for the Griffins. Oof. On two occasions. Now, one from Medino, and this one from Kulabat. Napakasakit. That's Gampong. Mga labnan, activating Nur Siddiq, the running hit.
You have to hold on to this set, and for VNS, I think the task is clear. They can't let Savouge run away with a few more points.
7 points now for Rash Nur Siddiq. A lot of them coming in this fourth set. Tit for tat right now. Who can hold their nerve? Caritativo fires that one into the net. Napakamot na lang dito. Si Sherwin Caritativo, normally so reliable from the service line. Jan Mangalubnan now. Gampong! Crucial dig. CJ Segi. Sumobra. He's going to challenge it. He's going to ask for a review. Felt that was touched. VNS will win the challenge. Just like that. 2-point game. VNS just 2 points away. Paglaon back in the game.
Oh, what a dig.
And Medino doing it again.
And this is the kind of finish that VNS needs.
Nagsimula yun sa napakagandang dig mula kay Kurt Quezon.
Ooh.
Not quite yet, says the Spin Doctors. Not gonna allow you to celebrate.
Not just yet, but it means that the Spin Doctors have to play perfect volleyball from this point on. Of course, the goal of VNS is to extend to the fifth set.
Caritativo doing the setup job. Paglaon with a quick reaction. Calado Timeout on the floor. Let's listen in.
Kuday ko, tapak lang sa'yo, ano, sa offense lang. Basta kung kanino galing yung kanyang kayo nabigay yung set, tiwala lang.
Comes down to this. That set point for the Griffins.
And you know, the instructions, nothing specific. It's just reminding them that they have to trust themselves. They have an advantage in a way because they will be on the receiving end.
Malagnan going backwards to Segi. Kulabat setting up Medino. Kept alive by Calado. Mangalabnan with a nice dig. Quezon setting up Segi. Sobra yung pasa. Libreng bola. Naibalik. Pero buhay pa. Oh! Medino into the net.
A bit of nerves also kicking in, I think. The setup, not perfect, but you need to adjust. Costly mistake for VNS. Imagine having the lead earlier and giving up those points.
Test the character more than anything this fourth set. And Kulabat fumbled the reception. Can the Spin Doctors take advantage here? Sent right back. Down the line, and they take the lead. Mark Calado. They've turned things around. And they can take the set, they can take the match right here. Snatch it away from VNS.
So this is what experience brings for Savouge.
Setting up CJ.
Oh! This younger squad has other plans though.
Reluctant to give this one in. CJ Segi extending this set further. Timeout on the floor. Let's listen in.
Nandito yung maliit. Pwede kang gumawa ng play, pero ang purpose, sino yung middle natin? Takbo ka, Dad, para isa lang yung blocking matira kay Calado. Ha? Tapos, Renzel, prepare ka 5C. Again, pag medyo buka yung ano, dun may ano. Ha? Okay, let's go. Hey!
Coach Sidney Calderon wants a sure thing from this one. They want to take advantage and create a situation where it's a one-on-one at the net. Will they be able to execute here? The service to Segi.
Oh, that one is out.
Nakuha nila yung gusto nila, one-on-one. But Calado.
Too long for Calado.
Balik set point para sa VNS.
Ooh! Antonio providing ample support for the Spin Doctors.
Kulabat, nayangat. What a point here from Calado. At such a crucial juncture. It was medyo dehado siya dun sa sequence na yun.
You just have to find a way.
Calado now! Wow! They've done it! They pulled it out of the hat, trailing all throughout that fourth set, but they dug deep and got the match tucked away. Incredible from the Spin Doctors.
You know, you have to maintain composure, and you know, this is what experience actually brings for Savouge. They lost the first set, but you know, the comeback in set number 2, 3, and 4.
first match of your double header today for my partner, and my name is Jing Lang. See you guys for the next match.